As far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to have six-pack abs that I could show off at the beach. But no matter how many sit-ups I do, nor how hard I try, I just can't seem to lose my beer belly. And I can't figure out why. One thing I learned about myself is that I'm willing to drop to the floor to do the occasional set of push-ups, as long as I don't have to go anywhere. Last fall I got the idea to do a video with the title 1,000 Push-Ups, so I quickly designated Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays as my push-ups days, and was climbing toward 250 a day, hoping to eventually push this schedule until I reached 1,000 push-ups in a week. Unfortunately, tragedy struck, and I woke up one morning with a very nasty kink in my lower back. If I would move the wrong way or move too quickly, I would get a sharp, intense pain down my spine. You know when I didn't have any sharp pain in my spine? When I was a lazy-ass couch potato with no ambition. Funny how life works sometimes, isn't it? Anyway, I stopped doing push-ups entirely as I was afraid I'd permanently injured my lower back. Then 2020 rolled around and quarantine hit, and I found myself locked in my apartment for a series of days, and then weeks, and then months. So again, push-ups became very appealing to me, so I quickly contacted my college friends, and being the competitive jocks that they are, we were all enrolled in a daily push-up challenge, requiring one another to send daily videos to prove that all of the reps and sets had actually occurred. In the early days, I would film with my GoPro and then time-lapse those clips together and set it to music. Eventually that evolved to the point where I was doing parodies of famous songs, guitar solos, and camera tricks. Here is 1 second from each of the first 23 days. Abs!
Lock it down. Push it. I'm the man. Next Friday. Sunday morning. It's getting hot in here. Tuesday's gone. The white stuff is spinning. Focus is Friday.
Till I collapse, I'm doing these reps long as you feel them. About halfway through, I realized that things were going really well, and that if I bumped up my sets a little bit, I could use the last week of this 30 days to do my 1,000 push-ups in a week. I know 1,000 sounds like a lot, but when you break it down into sets, it's really not that many. I'm Elliot Diviney. This is 1,000 push-ups. Wish me luck. Here goes nothing. Once the stay-at-home orders began to ease, I started taking walks with my GoPro, and I would just look for interesting backgrounds and sets to do push-ups in front of. Making my way downtown, Sherman Oaks, Van Nuys Park, then I'm homebound. Now, I love Vanessa Carlton as much as the next bloke, but she definitely stole this next riff from the National Geographic theme by Elmer Bernstein. But to be fair to Miss Carlton, Bernstein had recycled it from his previous work, The Magnificent Seven. To make a long story short, everyone steals from Bernstein. Even Bernstein. If I could push up to the sky, do you think time would pass me by? Oh, 'cause you know I'd do 1,000 push-ups if I could just see some abs. Hello, McFly. Here are some tips and tricks that I learned along the way. For form, I like to plant my hands and then kick my feet out. Then I focus on lowering myself down so that my chin, my chest, and my safe space all touch the ground at the same time. I like doing sets in disgusting places. So if you find yourself on the floor of a public restroom or in a back alley in Los Angeles, you don't have to dig very deep for motivation to push yourself up away from that situation. The push-ups basically do themselves. I actually cut my hand on some broken glass doing push-ups in the alley. Whatever you do, don't tell my mom, or else we'll both be in trouble. When it comes to germs and diseases, I agree with the late, great George Carlin. Your immune system needs practice. By exposing myself to the filth and grime of the San Fernando Valley, I'm causing my white blood cells to do some reps of their own. I also like to do my sets in front of an audience. My biggest fear is looking foolish in front of my peers. I have a human brain, and that's how it works. One thing I noticed while reviewing footage was that this clip seems to move slightly throughout the take, which is really weird because it was shot with a GoPro resting on my water bottle. As you can clearly see, it changes from the first frame to the last frame, which to me means one of two things. Either there was still some tension left in the strap that connects the water bottle to the lid, or there's a ghost at Van Nuys Sherman Oaks Park that thinks that my camera work could use a little correcting. On day 3, I ended up having a really busy day at Netflix and didn't get a chance to leave my apartment. It's Formal Friday. So I was forced to do my push-ups that day on the floor of my studio, kind of racing to get them done before midnight. Because in my mind, the time clock resets at midnight, and so should the push-up counter. There's a lot of motivational quotes I consider to get me through this journey, but really only one of them matters, and that was said by both George and Marty McFly. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. But the really relevant question to me is, which one of them said it first? On day 4, I thought it might be fun to film myself doing sets in front of some established franchises. In doing so, my hope is to reach out to these companies with sponsorship opportunities if they want to potentially throw some money at the incredible 1,000 push-up doing guy. While none of them actually said yes to this pitch, thanks to a little movie magic, I'm gonna make it look like they did. Yo, I'm rolling in the riches, push-ups in my britches, can't keep count, now I'm into double digits. It ain't my fault that my reps are on the rise, it ain't my fault sets are stacking to the skies. Did Jesse Pinkman listen to this song on Breaking Bad because it's awesome? Or is it awesome because Jesse Pinkman listened to it on Breaking Bad? Do a lot of push-ups, that's the way to go, let's go! Money, 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 money. One rule I established very early on was that if the push-ups aren't properly captured by a camera, they don't count. Now this, of course, came back to bite me in the butt. I set up one shot capturing me doing push-ups in front of the McDonald's drive-thru during a very busy lunch rush. I thought I was being so clever, and then I cut the camera, went home, and started to review footage from that day and realized that the entire clip filmed at McDonald's was corrupt and unusable. Turns out the last laugh was had by the smart people in their cars getting delicious burgers and fries and milkshakes, and not by the idiot in the parking lot doing push-ups in front of a faulty GoPro. Did you get that one? If I don't capture them, they don't count? Whoever came up with that rule is an idiot.
998, 999, 1,000. Oh, feel the burn. It's arm and back day. I don't know if you heard me counting, I did over 1,000. Don't act like you're not impressed.
So that was 1,000 push-ups. I ended up doing an extra 50 or so. I had my failed McDonald's drive-through attempt. I had one corrupted GoPro take on the last day playing with my Mario Kart toys. And then I had one aborted set in the parking lot of the Sherman Oaks Mall because the asphalt was just too damn hot in the summer sun, and I couldn't stand the heat. Anyway, that was 1,000 push-ups. I'm Elliot Diviney. Remember, if I can do it, you can do it too. Just look at me. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye. Now I must apologize, I don't have glasses thick enough or jeans tight enough to properly pull off a Proclaimers parody. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna try. I get to be the Proclaimer that only sings every other word.
And I would do 500 push-ups, and I would do 500 more just to be the man who did 1,000 push-ups, then passed out on the floor.